Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I am talking about 5 hacks that you can use in your YouTube videos to stop using those gosh dang filler words. Am I right? We're all guilty of it, even myself. Those words like, anyway, those kinds of words that really provide no extra value to your videos, and at the same time they can distract your viewers, and even worse, they could potentially make your viewers click off your video and go to a different one. We don't want that. We don't want your viewers, your subscribers, to leave your channel or your videos. So we're going to do everything in our power to not say so many filler words. In this video, I have 5 different ways that you can either prevent that or you can make it so it is diminished within your videos, but you need to watch this till the very end to get all 5 of them, and I believe that you can implement all 5 of them at the same time. That way your viewers and your subscribers can focus on your unique content and not be distracted by those filler words. So first of all, we need to understand why we say those filler words, okay? It is completely normal for everybody to say those kinds of things. The reason why we use those filler words when we're talking is because for some reason, unconsciously, we are not comfortable with silence, so we want to fill in the blanks even while we're thinking of the next thing to say. That way, the sentence and the way you're talking is still continuing, you're still flowing in some way. A lot of us don't even notice we're doing it, and we don't normally notice even if other people are doing it unless they're doing it excessively. But when we are watching a video, it can become distracting because we are paying attention to that person. So my first tips aren't necessarily ways you can prevent saying those words, but they are ways that you can cover it up if you do end up saying it in your videos. The first way is something that I do in my own videos, and that is cut out all the breaths and all the times that you say like. I do jump cuts in my videos for a couple different reasons. One, because I want to cut out those filler words and I don't want you guys to get distracted by those things. The second reason is because it actually keeps the flow going of the video and it really makes it pick up the pace. People don't even really realize it. In YouTube, they've been so accustomed to those jump cuts that it's kind of just normal now. Then the next thing that you can do, if you want it to seem more natural and you don't want those jump cuts in your videos, you can actually do like a 2-camera shoot and you can switch back and forth to the shots. If you end up cutting out those filler words, then you can make a cut to the next shot, so no one will ever know that you ended up cutting that audio out, because when you do a jump cut, it's just a cut from the same shot to the same shot, so it's very obvious what you did. If you don't want it to be obvious and you want it to be very natural and flow, you could set up a different camera maybe on the side or even over the shoulder, and that way it gives it a really cool feel and a different angle, but also you're covering your bases and taking out all of those filler words. It's kind of like a win-win situation. Next, if you don't want to do any sort of edits or very minimal edits, your only other option is to cut those words out of your vocabulary. So when you go to edit your videos, it's very minimal. You're either cutting off the front and the back, or you're just cutting out a couple things. You don't want to necessarily go through and cut out a ton of ums and spaces. You just want to take it out while you're recording and just not say the words in the first place. How do you do that? Well, first you have to identify what those words actually are. Go back to some of your older videos and watch. Maybe it's uncomfortable for you, but you're going to have to get over it. Go back to your older videos. I know it can be uncomfortable, but this is the only way we can improve. And write down every single filler word that you use. These are the words that you want to cut out of your vocabulary. And the only way you're going to do that is if you identify them and you look at them on paper, and then you take action after that. Then it's a good idea to identify why you're doing it. Are you super nervous practice? Is it just habit? Have you been doing it all of your life? Are you trying to speed through your video in one take and not look down at any notes or an outline? Just to have that in your head, write that down as well. The reason why you are using these filler words, it's just good practice to write it down. That way you can get all of this stuff on paper and you don't have to think about it anymore after you take your action to get rid of these filler words. Pay attention when you talk. Think about when you are about to use a filler word like, anyway, that type of thing. Try your very hardest to replace it with just a pause, just silence. Yes, that's right. We are uncomfortable with silence. How many speakers have you listened to that take pauses? Think about it. And go watch some of those speakers. Go back and watch some big motivational speakers. They actually use silence and pauses to their benefit. It makes them seem more authoritative. They normally say it after they say something impactful or they want to make an emphasis on something. And think about it. Do you stop paying attention because they have a slight pause or a little bit of silence? No. It makes you think about what they just said, and it makes you wonder what they're going to say next. It kind of makes them seem more confident and even more authoritative. Silence is a good thing. Use it to your benefit and try to make it a habit to replace all of those filler words with just silence. Along those lines, don't be afraid to take a breath when you're talking. Think about it. Would you rather listen to someone who says anyway, or would you like to listen to someone who actually takes a breath, uses pauses, and uses silence to emphasize what they're saying? So the next thing is something that I hope that you're already doing, and that is outlining your videos. But not only that, it's breaking your video into segments or groups and making points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and having that outline with you on the side or in front of you when you are doing your video. With this style, you might need to do a couple edits, or you might want to use those different angles with the cameras, or you might not. And what I suggest doing is having those groups of points that you want to make. Don't memorize it, but have an idea of that first paragraph. Then all you have to worry about is that chunk and not the whole video in its entirety. Take a pause if you want. You can look down and go to your next point. When you're doing your video, your subscribers and your viewers are not gonna care if you briefly look down at your notes. I'm actually using that right now. So I have 5 different points that I want to make. So in between, I'm looking at each point. And for mine, I am making edits. I'm using jump cuts. That way I am cutting out the pauses when I do look down. But you do not have to do that if you want to do it all in one take. It is normal to look down at your notes. Another little tip for this is if you want to, you can even write down the time code from your camera so you know when you take those pauses. When you go and edit, you know exactly when you make those pauses and you can make it a really quick process. It makes it really easy for you to go back and reference. Next is hopefully obvious to you, but make your writing and your outline pretty simple. Of course, you're gonna go do your research and you're gonna be knowledgeable about the topic or whatever you're talking about in your video. That way, when you present the topic, it'll be simple for your viewers and your subscribers to understand, and it will be much easier and prevent you from saying a bunch of those filler words. Last is putting it into action. So actually practice this when you're talking to your friends and your family members and your coworkers. Don't need to say anything about what you're doing, but just think about it. Try to replace those words with pauses, silence, a breath. Take your time and really think about what you're saying and the way you're crafting your words. And then when you feel comfortable doing that, record a video. You don't even have to publish that video if you don't want to, but go back and review it and see how you do and just give it some practice on a video. If you do like it, you can end up publishing it, but you always have that ability to practice more and more. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and also subscribe to my channel. Julie. Great. All right, so I really My voice cracked there. Whew. Last time, third time's a charm. All right, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and also subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I will see you in the next video.